the man from down under with a little thunder, WWE and Pro Wrestling Hall of Famer, Bushwhacker Luke. And here something else comes from down under too. The Wrestling with Figs podcast with my mates Chris and James. You gotta tune into this great podcast because Chris and James will give you all the inside info. Whoa! Yay!
And welcome back to another episode of the Wrestling with Figs podcast. I am your host, Chris Maddock, over in the West, and joining me is...
From the East is James Thomas, and I am one very, very tired middle-aged man at the moment. I was just sharing offline with Chris. I've had both my kids all weekend. It's been an Anzac celebration weekend over here. I've had my kids by myself. My wife was away, and she's returned. She's caught the dreaded COVID, so I'm What am I going off? Fumes. What's the saying? I'm working off. What's the saying, Chris? I can't remember.
This is a great start of the show. You are so exciting right now, James.
That's how tired I am.
Is I grew up. Mum and Dad split up when I was quite young. I think I was only about 4 or 5. My mum raised my brother and I on her own. My dad was around, but he wasn't there every night. I, as a parent, am so tired most nights from my kids. Yeah. And I think, how the hell did my mum do it with 2 annoying boys for most of her life on her own?
Mad respect to your mother. Mad respect to your mum.
You know what?
Even though I'm exhausted, Chris, it's a big show tonight. I'm going to lift for the team. I'm going to lift. I'm going to do my best. It's going to be a cracker.
You need a lift, mate, because there's some really good things to talk about tonight. There's also a lot happening in the world of sport at the moment. What did you think about Ben Simmons and his performance today?
Look, you know what? I obviously he didn't play. I know that. I don't know what he did. What did he do? Tell me.
Nothing.
Yeah, okay. So it wasn't
didn't play.
Controversial.
So it's another game.
What, is he injured?
I don't know. I think it's 80% upstairs and 20% body.
Yeah, right.
But no one really knows. That's the thing. No one really knows if this back injury is actually a back injury. And you know who will know is Adam Topless. If you're watching Adam, you'll know. You're a big NBA fan. Is he injured or is he faking?
He's got to be the most targeted bloke in the NBA right now, right? In terms of social media abuse.
He's got the best people around him. Patty Mills, couldn't ask for a better person to be around him. Yeah. Hey, I did something over the holidays. I'm back at work today. Did something over the holidays, which I thought I'd share with you in the start. Big fan of not shopping. My wife is a big fan of shopping. And she said to me, I want to go to Costco. Have you ever been to Costco?
No, I haven't.
So Costco here, that's out of the airport, everything in bulk. Look, it's like a grocery store of hell. For if you came up with a good WWE stipulation, it could be the Costco Hell match. For me, it was a one-time experience that I'll never go back to. But I did make my own fun. And just check out this image of me just making my own fun in the Costco store. Giant teddy bear giving Big Chris O the sleeper hold. Only about a minute after that, a lady came and told me, please stop doing it to the teddy. My wife, she said to me, come on, you got to focus. You got to enjoy the shopping. I can't do it, mate. I don't need a 3-kilo tub of jalapenos for $12. Yeah. Like, I just don't need that.
Or a 6'4" plush teddy bear.
You know, the teddy bear was the one thing I did want to buy. No figs at Costco. I thought maybe there would be some plus-sized or oversized figs, but nothing there.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to share with you before we start the show is I don't know whether you saw this in the NBA this week. Nice little still image of Devin Booker giving a fist bump to the little baby in the crowd, just out of nowhere. Cool. Really, really cool.
That's cool.
Did you see that?
I did, mate. It's similar to Mike Tyson giving a fist pump to that drunk goose on the airplane.
Mike Tyson, when I saw that, I was just like, well, what do you expect? It's Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Like, if you are a drunk idiot on a plane and you annoy the one person that could kill anyone with his bare fist, you deserve to be punched. You deserve to be punched. You're an idiot.
The best thing to come out of all of that was when Mike Tyson then said he wants to fight Logan Paul, because I heard that and I thought that wouldn't be so bad. Tyson could still handle himself.
Absolutely.
I want to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. I just remember what that saying is, Chris. I am working off the smell of an oily rag. That's how tired I am. Sorry.
You look like an oily rag, so well done, mate.
Well, on that note, let's get into community news.
Community news.
Here we go. At the top of the show, we are going to thank once again, and as always, Go Figure Collectibles, because without them, we wouldn't exist. Go Figure have a great variety of pop culture, wrestling figures, movie memorabilia, and so much more. Give them a follow, a like on all social media accounts. Head down to their store, check out their website, and remember to use code FDU5 to receive your 5% off. The Figs Down Under Facebook group. We always give this group a plug. It's a great group. Originally started, Chris, you were the founder, started for members purely for Australia and New Zealand. But since it has grown, close to 1,000 members now from, amazing collectors all around the world. And it's we say it every week, there's a no dickhead policy. So there's a great group of people sharing their collection, sharing their love and passion for the subtle art of collecting.
And one thing that's very underrated is how good the graphic created by John Lucas Reyes is. The banner graphic. If you actually look at that graphic closely, I'll put it back up again on the screen, but there's the green and gold ring, which is super cool to start with, which is exactly like the Hasbro ring. And then you've got the shadows of the people playing with the figs, plus you've also got the shadow of the ring in green and gold, plus the FDU over the top. John Lucas Reyes, incredible work.
Yes, bravo, Johnny. Bravo, Aussie John, we like to call him.
Aussie John.
Aussie John.
Yeah, do you reckon, before we get started, do you reckon Aussie John might be able to get the word out to Cardona?
Possibly. If you're listening, Aussie John.
Those of you who aren't sure, Matt Cardona, biggest figure collector in the business, also hell of a wrestler, is coming to Australia. He's coming to promote or to perform. So is Chelsea, his wife, at the World Series Wrestling?
Don't know.
WSW. It's the wrestling tour that's coming, I think, over East. It doesn't come to Perth. Now, I have reached out to Matt and said, do you want to come on the show? But I reckon Aussie John could get him on. He could promote, we've got thousands of people who watch or listen to our podcast.
Yes.
They might be able to sell those last tickets they need. So
yeah, convince him to get over here and join us on the show. Be great.
Anyone who has a relationship with him, tell him, say, Chris Maddox's talking shit about you. You better go on there and defend yourself. If you're a real heel, you'll make it on our show. Otherwise, then there's only one word for you: yellow. It's yellow, mate.
I'll tell you what. I'd understand if he didn't join our show, not because it's probably the biggest waste of his time. But he is one busy boy. He just, I don't know, he doesn't seem to stop. So his work ethic is through the roof.
His work ethic is incredible. The other thing I'd say about Matt, which is highly underrated, is how he has reinvented himself. So he had his gimmick at WWE. He got the sack in COVID times. It's pretty unlucky, in my opinion, to get released. But he's gone on now and probably is bigger now than he was in WWE. I've read a few quotes of his saying that it was the best thing to ever happen to him because he had to sort of change. But he's done a lot for this collecting world. So, Matt,
good on him.
We're ready for you. If you're watching,
Bravo, Matt.
James has got some good questions for you, and I'll just talk crap like usual.
Yes, Matt, I purely want to talk about your pre-production collection. That's probably about it. All right, let's get into some figure news. So finally, the Heels and Faces they don't have a date, but their mass production of Series 1 have actually left their overseas. When he says overseas, I'm assuming China, yeah?
It's got to be China.
Chinese factory, and they're on their way to the US, and then he's going to ship them out to all of us and all the rest of the collectors around the world who have bought Series 1. They look. I saw within our group that the Brian Myers copped a bit of flack. I didn't see anything wrong with it. The Matt Cardona. Yeah,
I think that. So I brought up the Brian Myers on the screen. I think the two things that people are not happy with are the fact he's a jumper. So,
but he wants that. He loves the jumper.
He would, of course, he would have been involved in design. The other thing is his gigantic smile.
I haven't got a problem with it.
I don't know. He looks a bit too happy.
He's an action figure. Why not? Smile.
Yeah, he is an action figure. And the artwork, again, Aussie John, incredible.
Yeah, it looks really, really good.
Best really in the biz. Bring up Matt Cardona next. Really good looking figure, this one.
That is an unbelievable figure. I think if you're Matt Cardona, you'd be very, very happy with that. That's got to be one of his top 3 figures released of him of all time. Up there with the elite.
Disappointing thing with this figure for me is I didn't buy it.
Okay. Yeah.
So I've got a Dino. Is Dino coming to you?
No. You got it off someone else.
Jeff Jarrett's coming to you. I've got a Dino, a Sabu, an Earl, and I may even have an extra Dino coming somewhere.
Right.
So I passed on the Cardona at the time, but now I look at this and I think that is a must-have.
Yeah, it's a great figure. Show the next one.
For those so we've got Sabu as well. Very, very cool.
Great figure.
And I love the fact that it's got a different hand action than any of the Hasbros. So similar legs, but different arm action. Really, really cool. We've got the Dino Bravo, which I think is fantastic. Figure of the line. We needed this one 30 years ago, but we got it in the end.
Yep.
And then the Earl Hebner with the changeable hand for the 2 counts and the single finger as well. Very cool as well.
Earl Hebner's fantastic. He's done an amazing job.
Did you see the tweet from Zombie today? Our officially licensed Andre the Giant collectible action figure will headline Heels and Faces Series 2, sculpted by Alex Heinke, and the rest of the series will be up for pre-order in a few weeks. I have a prediction, James. The pre-orders will go up after the first series have shipped.
Yeah, I think that's what he said.
Yeah. There's no way that they're going to do that in advance. Now, the other thing that came out this week from Zombie Sailor, which was fantastic, was the sketch drawings for a Bad News Alan, not Bad News Brown, Bad News Alan. So I'll bring that up.
Great.
I'm not overly sold yet on the sketch.
Mate, you know the figure's going to look much different than the sketch, but that's, again, this is a Hasbro we should have got, I feel, Series 1 or 2.
He was
definitely
one of the best heels.
Yeah, one of the meanest heels ever going.
And the best thing about him was that he had that look of somebody who was a loner. They sold that as he didn't care about anybody but himself. Yeah. And one of my all-time favorite wrestling memories is the Bret Hart Bad News Battle Royal finale. Yeah. At the end of that Battle Royal was so good. I mean, he smashed the trophy. Like, as a kid watching that, and I'm thinking, that trophy is so amazing. And he smashed the trophy. So really, really cool.
Yeah. And he had the sewer rats, didn't he? Remember he fought Jake the Snake and he had the sewer rats? Very cool. Awesome stuff. Well done, Zombie. All right, on to Mattel. So Legends Series 15. Images of those have been released. Now, I think they're available to pre-order online. Now, they look pretty good. I'm not getting any of them, but they look reasonably good. X-Pac looks sensational.
You've got X-Pac, Stacy Keibler, Lex Luger, and Kane. Lex in the NWO gear. Stacey Keibler, for me, it's the wrong attire. It's
probably her original attire, right?
The other thing is it's hard with her because most of her